Hello, and welcome to the Daybreak podcast. I am one of your hosts, Luke. Am I pointing in the right direction?
Nope.
This
Yeah.
is Kevin. One day I will learn what side of the screen you're on.
Dude, I think it switches. I think it switches every time, and we just have to talk about it beforehand. But I like the guessing game.
Do need to. But welcome to episode 10, right?
Yeah, dude. It is episode
10 of the Daybreak podcast. What?
Dude, it's a special episode too. You want to know why it's a special episode?
Why is it a special episode?
Because by the time the people are watching this, I am 2 decades old.
Woo! That's what we like to hear.
I made it to 20 without dying.
Yeah.
I beat teen pregnancy.
Dude, that would have sucked if you got pregnant, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Like, shit, just imagine.
Oh, dude. I would have been asked. I feel like, dude, I wouldn't be able to step up as that mother figure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. At least not yet. You got to be ready for it.
Yeah, dude. I'm thinking 25 before I'm willing to shoot a kid out of my butthole.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, why don't we start off with a little bit of this week in review, Kevin? What's been going on in your life,
dude? This week, okay. Can you go first? Because a lot happened this week for me.
Yeah. Oh, dude, a lot happened for me this week too. But I will go first. So,
it's good, dude. It's about to be 45 minutes of us both just talking about what happened in our weeks.
Yeah. So, my week was pretty all right. I got a job, so that's cool. I went to the Great Wolf Lodge with a couple of my friends, which was real fun. Dude, the Great Wolf Lodge, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go off on a tangent here.
Do it.
But the amount of nostalgia I have for that place is just insane. Like, I haven't been there in nearly 10 years, and it was like, as soon as I walked in, it was just a wave of nostalgia, just but no, it's great. And then yesterday, me and my team on Destiny completed the Vault of Glass day 1, so that was fun. I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, there are a lot of comparatively to the Destiny 1 version of Vault of Glass, it was so much harder. We spent 13 hours on it.
That's yeah. I keep on forgetting how long these Destiny raids are, dude. Cause
especially the day 1 raids.
Yeah, dude, you disappear whenever a new raid comes out, by the way, guys. Luke goes ghost. It's gotten better.
Yeah.
But up until a few months ago, Luke would go ghost for 3 weeks whenever a new raid came out on Destiny. And
oh yeah, cuz usually I'm spending that time beforehand grinding, making sure I have my gear up to level. But yeah, no, I take it seriously, or at least seriously enough to spend weeks grinding for it. But yeah, no, it's honestly a blast every time I do a day 1 raid. Oh,
dude,
even though it does take way too much time.
I'm sorry, but I have to go back to this because this is such a crucial part of your friendships with people. And okay, because in high school, whenever a new Destiny raid would come out, and keep in mind, in high school, our friend group hung out almost every single day.
Oh yeah.
We were never apart. But there would be 3-week periods where Luke would just not come around. He wouldn't text anyone. He wouldn't say anything. He just wouldn't be coming to hang out. And we were all when we first all started hanging out with each other, we were all like, dude, where is Luke? Why is he gone for so long? Why is he disappearing? And then we all learned. We were like, oh, he's just going on these Destiny raids and he's grinding for them. And so every time he disappears for 3 weeks without saying anything, we were all just like, yeah, Destiny raid probably. And he comes
Yeah.
back 3 weeks later. He's like, "Yeah, guys, the new Destiny raid was so much fun." And we're like, "We knew it. We knew it."
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's about my week, you know.
Yeah.
Other than that, not much happened, but I mean, it was still good.
There you go. There you go, dude. All right. So my week. I had a long, long week. I finally learned what the fuck people were talking about when it came to Florida sun. Okay?
Oof.
So Monday, I get invited by my friend Emma. She's like, "Hey, come come to the beach with me, a few of my friends. It'll be super fun. Come hang out." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And every time I've gone to the beach, I've never gone to the beach in Florida, but I went to the beach in North Carolina all the time. Every time I went to the beach, you put sunscreen on once and like you're not going to get sunburned. Like you'll get like a little crispy, but
Yeah.
like it's that like good turns into a tan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I come in with the exact same mindset. Okay? So Monday, we go to the beach. I put sunscreen on Monday 3 times total throughout the day. We were at the beach for 7 hours. All right, so
Mhm.
6 7 hours just in the sun. Okay, and I'm thinking, wow, I actually like overdid it on the sunscreen today. I'll be straight. So we're leaving, and like we're all like, oh, like let's go get food at this like Mexican place nearby. It'll be chill. And you know how like day of like when you get that sunburn, people are like, oh yeah, you're a little red. You know what I'm saying? And then like
Mhm.
2 days after, it's like really bad.
Yeah.
So we go get food. Everyone's like, "Oh, Kevin, like you're a little red. Like, like when did you put on sunscreen? How much sunscreen did you put on?" And I tell them, and they're like, "Oh, we're putting sunscreen on like every 45 minutes." And I was like, "Oh, word," because I just didn't catch on to that. So I was like, "Oh, okay," but I was like, you know what? It'll probably be fine. Like, no worries.
That's
Tuesday
your
comes.
first mistake.
Yeah. So Tuesday comes. I wake up on Tuesday. I'm not feeling great, you know? But I was like, you know what? Maybe it's just like I'm not feeling that great today. I can push through it. And I get invited to go play spike ball with like this group of people that lives like an hour away. So I pick up my
Mhm.
friend Michael. We play spike ball. It was super fun, but I was drained afterwards, like physically and mentally exhausted. And I was like, dude, I only played spike ball for 4 hours and I'm this tired. That's not good. Like, that means something is seriously wrong because usually I can play spike ball for like 6 to 8 hours and be straight, right?
Mhm.
Not like consistent, but like taking breaks in
Yeah.
between games, like what I was doing on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday, I wake up. And when I tell y'all, I thought I was going to die. I wake up and I look in my bed and I see some dead skin. I'm like, that's gross. What's going
Mhm.
on? I'm looking at my body. My body is blistering, like all over. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I was super, super nauseous. I was like, and I like couldn't move. Like everything I did hurt. It was awful. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is just not good. Like, this is just
Yeah.
not good. But I had to go take a practical exam for this class. And this practical exam was like a big deal. Like, you had to come to this exam. Like, if you were going to come to any exam during this class, it had to be this one.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, oh my gosh. And keep in mind, I was like bedridden in the morning. I woke up at like 6 a.m., like just in pain, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I woke up from pain, not from the alarm. That's how messed up
Mhm.
this was. So I was like, crap. So the exam started at 9. They were gonna keep us until like 1. Okay, so that way you could practice for the practical before, and then you could take the practical because it was only like a 4 minute thing. You had to do some certain things in 4 minutes, right? It was like a timed thing. So I'm sitting there and I'm putting C stands on my shoulders. I'm lifting up lights. I am just like film on a set is a very physically exhausting thing. You're lifting a lot of heavy things and you have to do it very quickly or else like you'll get fired. That's just how it works. So
Yeah.
I am just like in pain because I'm having to put C stands on my shoulders. I'm having to like keep on like moving all of my body to get these things. I keep on having to lift lights and put everything on my shoulders and like rest things on my body while I'm futzing with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whatever. I get through my practical. I pass it somehow with a 100. No idea how, but the pain was unrivaled. So
Oh yeah.
actually a 95 kind of tilted about that, but we're not gonna go there. So whatever. Cool. I come home, I just pass out. I was like, I am so tired. I just can't do anything. For the rest of the day I was bedridden. Could not move. So then Thursday comes along. Okay? Thursday I get invited to go play spike ball with that group of people I was playing with on Tuesday again. And I wasn't feeling sick anymore, but there were still blisters all over my body. So I was like, whatever, I'll put on extra sunscreen because I really needed to like practice for this tournament that I had on Saturday. So I was like, whatever, I'll put on sunscreen. And it was the first day I was going to be playing with the guy I played with on Saturday. So I was like, okay, I have to meet him. I have to know if he's good or not, which by the way, he was an awesome dude. Nevin, shout out to you. You're amazing.
Yeah.
Nevin, Kev, dream team right there. So I go and I'm like, fine, I'll go. It'll be fine. I fell asleep right when I got home. My body was just in pain. And I was like, I can't do anything. I was like, I have to film this interview tomorrow morning, go out, film B-roll outside in the sun,
Oof.
and then the next day go to a tournament where I'm gonna be in the sun all day. I was like, this is just awful. So Friday I wake up and thank God I felt fine, and some of my blisters had popped, so it was like just starting to kind of turn into like peeling, where I was like, okay, cool. I'm sorry I'm going so in detail about this, but it was
you're
like,
fine.
this was like traumatic for me. Okay?
Oh, dude, I bet.
It was awful. So I sit there and I do the interview. Thankfully, it was like the interview was inside. It was literally in my apartment. Like, so, and I didn't have to lift anything. I didn't have to lift anything heavy. It was cool, right?
Yeah.
So, do the interview. Go outside, and like my neck was hurting, like my back was hurting. I was like, oh my gosh. And at this point, I had not seen my back. I didn't even want to look. I had just looked at my front, and my front was like, oh, what's the bad guy from Black Panther? The guy that Michael B. Jordan played?
Killmonger.
Killmonger with like all the bumps on the body. That's what the front of my body looked like, essentially.
Ooh.
Yeah.
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 Yikes.
So whatever, we do the interview. I go out, I get my B-roll, and it was like for a spike ball guy. So like obviously I played a little bit there, and then I come home and I'm like, dude, I have to look at my back, like, because my back is in pain. Like, it was in physical pain. I was like, I have to look. I didn't even touch my back because I didn't even want to know. I lift up my shirt, look in the mirror, and it was Killmonger on my back. And I was like, this is awful. This is just awful. I was like, I'm going to be in the sun tomorrow for like 6 to 8 hours playing spike ball. This is not good.
Lord. Yeah.
So I show up to the tournament. I look at Nevin and I'm like, look, my back is blistered and gross, but can you please put sunscreen on because it is not okay? And he was like, yeah. Nevin clutched up because I thought my back was bad the day before. It was worse on Saturday. Nevin clutched up, put
Oof.
sunscreen on me like like three times. Homeboy, okay? I was like, "Thank you. You are a god among men." Like a
Oh,
beautiful specimen. So we play our tournament, and then I got home from the tournament and all the blistering was gone. Thank God. But it was just like in this gross ass peeling stage. And I was like,
mm,
this is awful. But that's my sunburn story. It was it was not it.
yeah, no, you don't fuck around with the Florida sun.
Dude,
That,
it
oof.
and my back's still itchy. Like I'm gonna be doing this all podcast, just like
Oh, I bet.
trying
I
to
can't blame you.
dude. But yeah. Also, I told you my week in review was gonna be long. There's a lot that
Yeah.
happened this week, and you got a lot of it just from me telling you about sunburn. But
Oh, yeah.
spike ball tournament yesterday, I want to go into a little bit of detail about that.
All right.
So the way it worked, this was the first spike ball round net association tournament since Corona happened, and I started playing during Corona. So this was my first spike ball round net association tournament ever. All right.
Hmm.
Now, I went in, played with Nevin, um, and we played advanced. And I'm not gonna lie, my game was kind of off. My game was not. I was not playing like 100, but
Hmm.
I was playing probably like 80% of like my full potential, which is like still good.
Yeah.
But um, we didn't come out with the dub, which is very upsetting. I really wanted the dub. It didn't happen.
Um,
We're saying we got fifth because we had a game to play with this group of guys, and then we had another game after that. Like after we got knocked out second round, we had a game with a group of guys. We had a game with against these two guys that we played like a game to 15 and a game to 11 because I was so tired and my body just couldn't take it anymore. So we played a game to 15 and 11, and we beat them. And then we saw the people we were going to play against next, and we played them in pool play, and we destroyed them in pool play. So we were like, all right, we're just going to say we got fifth and just like not play that other game because like it's I couldn't do it. So we're
yeah.
saying we got fifth. um, but
Understandable.
yeah, so that was super hype. Dom Orlando and the guy he played with, I forgot his name. Oh, sorry. The guy he played with, I forgot his name. They made it to quarters, or no, they made it to semis, um, for contender, which was huge, and they played in semis against Austin and Hayden, who are the guys I went and played with earlier in the week. Austin is like my dad now. He is the best guy ever. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
Austin and Hayden came out on top. Um, and then also in contender for my spike ball people, y'all know what I'm talking about. Gen Z versus Volley Llamas. Insanely good game. Gabe and the other guy in Gen Z, I keep on forgetting his name. And then versus Will and Joe. It was just a phenomenal game to watch. Will and Joe came out on top for the whole tournament. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, Austin and Hayden beat Dom and his partner, and they were in the finals. Anyways, Volley Llamas came out on top for the whole tournament. It was really cool. That's all I have for
Yeah.
SRA. So
Congrats to the Volley Llamas.
yeah, bro. Also, I talked to Will for like the first time ever at that tournament. He was like the nicest guy ever. He's committed for D1 soccer at Hood University. So go him.
Hell yeah.
Go him. Yeah, bro.
That's what's up.
All right.
So I would like to go a little bit more into detail about yesterday's world first race for Vault of Glass
You're not allowed.
because
I'm kidding.
okay.
Ends podcast right there.
Yes. Just roll credits.
Just done.
But yeah, there were a lot of like surprises throughout the raid. So when when Bungie first announced that they were bringing Vault of Glass back, they said that they weren't gonna change that much stuff. Like they were gonna add some stuff to like modernize it, but they said that they weren't gonna change that many mechanics or like the overall feel of the raid. When I tell you that it was basically an entirely new raid,
Oh no.
dude, literally from the like off the bat, it was still like the same sort of mechanics. Like you stand on a plate and you have like two people stand on 3 plates, 2 people each, and then like some ads will spawn, and that's how you open the door into the Vault of Glass. Everything from then on, aside from actually, yeah, no, Confluxes was also different. Everything from then on was like completely changed up from the Destiny 1 version. Like, oh my god. Me and my team pretty much blew through the opening encounter and Confluxes, and when we hit oracles, that's where we really found like the most difference between the encounters, because in Destiny 1, the oracles would just sort of spawn and you would shoot them and they would die. But now, between every round of oracles, it shows you exactly which oracles are going to spawn and in what order, and you have to kill it in that order from memory, or at least from someone typing it down. And there's like 4 waves of that, and at the end of the 4th, or by the 4th wave, there are 7 oracles.
That's ass.
It was rough. And then we hit Templar.
Dude,
oh my god.
Hold on, wait, can we go back to the oracles for a second?
Yeah.
Because I remember when you brought me through Vault of Glass, I had trouble with the oracles for some reason. I cannot imagine trying to get those in order.
Yeah. It was a lot of memorizing and labeling where the oracles were spawning, and honestly, like, sort of being familiar with the musical tones that the oracles were making.
Yeah.
Because each oracle makes its own musical tone. And so, like, at least for me, as a person who wasn't calling out where they were, like, it was, like, I had to, like, listen out for them, like, directionally where they were and, like, what tone they were so I knew which one it was. It was a lot. And then with Templar, it was the same thing. You grab the relic and, like, you start killing stuff, and then like 3 oracles will spawn and you have to kill them in order, and then you have to start doing DPS on the boss. And also, all of this while we were 20 levels under.
That's not steezy, Luke. That's not steez.
Yeah, no. It was so rough. We spent like maybe 2 hours on Templar. And then, like, oh my god, when we actually got to the final boss room, I'm very familiar with the D1 version of Vault of Glass. So I was expecting, like, you kill the gatekeeper, it drops a relic. And multiple gatekeepers would spawn, but there was always only one relic.
Whoa, sorry. Oh. Did you hear that?
No.
Dude, that is like the loudest exhaust I think I have ever heard by my apartment. It's still going, but you can like hear it getting quieter, but it's still so loud. Okay, sorry. It definitely picked up on my mic. So, anyways.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch this to hear that.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, but in the gatekeeper encounter, so originally what you have to do is you kill the gatekeeper, it spawns a relic. And then someone takes the relic, and your team opens one portal, relic goes in, kills a gatekeeper drops another relic, someone else picks that up. You both leave that portal, go into the third one, or into the second portal, rinse, repeat, it drops another relic, and then you all come out and, protect one conflux in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not how this encounter works. No. What we had to do is we had to have one person inside each portal, one person guarding each portal, keeping it open, one person with a relic, and just one floater. And there was only one relic throughout this entire encounter. And every time you went into a portal, you couldn't go back out for like 45 seconds. So what you would have to do, and there was an enemy that was spawned inside either portal, occasionally, like it switches off every time. But it's a shielded enemy that can only be hit by the relic. So we had to have one person call out where the shielded enemy was. The relic person had to go in, kill that shielded enemy, drop the relic, and then the person who was already in there had to grab it, pull it out, and then drop it again so that someone else could grab the relic, go in the other portal, rinse, repeat until...
Why would Destiny do this?
Because it's like, these are definitely more solid mechanics than just go in, kill a thing, grab the relic, and then you're done. But like, it came out of left field so hard.
I feel like it's just way more tedious.
Yeah, no, it definitely took a lot longer to like get the hang of it. But that was hour 5. This was a 13-hour endeavor. All right?
So you weren't even halfway done.
We were stuck on the last boss for like 8 hours straight. It was so rough. Okay, so let me explain how this encounter works for Destiny 1 first. Literally, all you had to do was you start the encounter, 3 people get teleported, oracles would spawn inside whatever, place they got teleported to, and they would shoot the oracles. People on the outside would open the gate, like the portal to wherever they were, and then they would come out, do damage, and then rinse, repeat. In this version, 3 people would get teleported, and then on the outside, the people who didn't get teleported would be shown 3 oracles. 3 oracles that the people inside, the people who got teleported, they had to shoot. But they don't know where the oracles are. So you just had to, like, sort of... the callouts we used were, like, left, close, mid, right. I think we used left and then left-er once.
Lefter.
Yeah, like, and then that's not even to mention the just stupid amount of damage we had to do in order to even have a chance at beating this boss.
Question. Were the bosses harder to beat? Were they like more health, like more stronger?
Templar, I think, had a little bit less health than the D1 version, but Atheon 100% has more health than the Destiny 1 version. Like, we had 4 cycles in order to kill him, which means we had to do a 1/4 of damage each damage phase. The first few times we did our damage phase, we didn't get past like an 1/8 of his health. Yeah, we had to do so much like fine-tuning in our loadouts and stuff. Like, me as a Titan, I had to use Thunder Crash, which is basically it's an arc super where you just fly up and bash yourself into a boss and it does a lot of damage, and there's an exotic that boosts the amount of damage that you do. So every damage phase, I would have to, if I was holding the relic inside, like when I got teleported, I would have to go in the back, drop off the relic, use my super, hit the guy, come back, use like a big ass machine gun called Xenophage, get a bunch of damage in with that, and then I'd have to use I'd have to time it so that I could use my super again before the damage phase is over, and the damage phase only lasts 30 seconds. So, like, and that's just me. Everyone else had to do their own, like, ridiculous, like, builds and, like, tactics in order to, like, scrape up enough damage to just kill him maybe a little bit.
Dude, you know what I like about Destiny? When, from, like, you talking about this, it seems very much like when we would talk about our Dungeons and Dragons raids.
Yeah.
Like you think about it and you're like, dude, you had to do all this, so much shit for this stupid little, like, game. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, 13 hours for an emblem and no goddamn Vex Mythoclast. I'm still pissed off about it. Dude. I did not get a Fatebringer, I did not get a Vex Mythoclast, and those are the 2 weapons that I wanted from this raid.
That's awful. You're gonna have to redo the raid now, dude.
Oh yeah, no, I already ran it. I think I ran it again today. I didn't get Fatebringer or Mythoclast again, so that's fun.
Dang. But 3rd time's the charm.
Yeah. Oh my god. But, like, by the time that we were done with the raid, like, there was one person on our team, because for the day 1 raid race, in order to get World's First, you had to first complete the entire raid, and then there was a special version of the raid called the challenge mode, where you would have to complete the encounters a completely different way, which was a lot harder, and you're still 20 levels under, and you had to do that within the first day. There was one person on our team who was like, so we're going for the challenge mode, right? And everyone was like, I don't know, Chief, that ain't happening.
A lot.
Like, we tried. We went in and we, like, opened the door. First of all, we took like 30 minutes on the opening encounter because all of us were so deliriously tired. And then, like, we completed one encounter, got the loot from it, and everyone was like, okay, yeah, we can't do this. Like, I'm satisfied with the fact that we just finished the raid day 1.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so exhausting, but honestly, it was a lot of fun.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh. I have
honestly,
a question. I have a question for you. This is do you have more stuff to say about Destiny?
Just a little bit.
Go in.
Yeah, just, like, to wrap up what I was, like, my point. I'm probably gonna, or there's a lot of, like, you know, which questions going around saying, like, which version of Vault of Glass is better? And despite me being a Destiny 1 veteran and me being very nostalgic for the raid, I do think that the Destiny 2 version is a lot better, because it has a lot more mechanics and it's not as tedious. Like, the mechanics are hard, and, like, learning them was tedious, but actually executing them isn't as tedious and draining as other raids or as the original Vault of Glass was. But yeah, no, I had a good time. It was really fun. And by the way, congrats to let's see, I'm gonna check who the world's first was, because I remember that, let's see, Bungie tweeted out like the world's first team when they completed it. So let's see.
Real quick while you're doing that. So yeah. I'm doing this tournament in Florida in June, on June 12th. I'm also doing a tournament in South Carolina on June 19th, so literally the following week. And my friend Josh gave me a really good Spikeball team name, like, 2 months ago. He was like, dude, I've been sitting on this name for a while. I want to use it so bad in a tourney, like, you have no idea. And I just texted him, and I was like, dude, can I please use this name in this tournament? Like, would you be mad at me? And he was like, nah, dude, go for it. It's all you. And I was like, thank God. So, check me out with the steezy team name, but I'm only gonna
Oh
say
no.
it after the tournament's done because I don't want anyone watching to take the name. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to see.
Can I guess the names? Can I guess the team names while you're looking? Or the team name?
Yeah.
Um,
Let's see.
I I want to guess I think it starts with a K.
I don't. No, I think it starts with an E. Oh, I have Raid Report open right now. I'm such a dummy.
Um,
Um.
Evermore, no.
It is.
Elastigirl's affair. Is Elastigirl starts with an E, not an A.
I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry. We can.
Emma's Moon
Jesus.
Crystals. Um,
Moon crystals.
dude,
No.
you know what Becca said to me? So the
Hmm.
night before the tournament, I'm on Xbox with Becca and Cease, and Becca goes, "Kevin, I'm gonna be sending my crystals good vibes to you," and I was like, "Becca, please tell me you did not just say that." And she was
Uh.
like, "Yeah, no, like with the help of my crystals, you'll win the tournament." And I was like,
Uh.
"Becca," I'm like, "Becca, please." And I told Becca, I was like, "Becca, if I podium in this tournament, I will forever believe in crystals and get a crystal necklace of like whatever crystal you tell me to get if I podium." And
Yeah.
that didn't happen. So I will not be believing in crystals. I think I'm gonna keep the same bet with her next tournament just to see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Nah. I've never been a believer in crystals. Like it's just the thing that makes a crystal is the structure of its molecules, not its mystical powers.
look, like
It's a piece of glass that's colored cool.
I get it cuz dude, I'm actually like super educated on it because of how much time I've spent with Devin, which by the way, me and Luke have been trying to get Devin on this podcast because
Mm-hmm.
Devin is like spirituality like guru. He's all about the crystals and like all throughout high school he was telling me about it. I got super educated on crystals like in high school. So, I definitely want to have Devin on just so he can like talk about that stuff cuz that'd just be
Oh
so
yeah.
cool. And also, Devin has been one of my friends since I was in like 4th, 3rd grade. Like he's pretty much actually been I've been friends with him actually as long as I've been friends with Luke.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no, Devin is such a cool dude. He can talk your ear off,
he can
but it's
talk
all like interesting stuff.
it's dude,
Like,
and also he's like very philosophical, right? So
mhm.
my he was 2 grade levels above me. He always has been. So my freshman and sophomore year of high school, he would give me rides to school in the morning. And like seriously, he woke my brain up every morning because of this, and I don't think I thanked him for it the last time I talked to him, which was like a few days ago. But I was literally sitting there in the mornings and he would ask me these like earth-shattering philosophical questions at like 6 a.m. Like I like seriously, here was my schedule in the morning in high school. Roll out of bed, take a 5-minute shower, brush my teeth, throw on clothes, sprint out the door, go up to Devin's house, get in Devin's car, and then drive 20 minutes to school. In that 20-minute drive, I'd get in his car, and he would just ask me some brain earth shattering question that he just
Yeah.
thought of the night before. And I was like, dude, what? And then he would go off the entire morning about it, and I would sit there and I'm like, dude, I have to try to process this right now, and I just couldn't, like, ever.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite things to do to people is just like I think of some really like wacky stuff. I think of some earth-shattering shit. And I know that like I can handle it, but other people can't.
Dude,
So I just love going up to my friends and being like, "Man, So if our universe is infinitely growing and we are finitely small, then what is our point in this universe? And they're like, dude, it's fucking 3 in the morning. Go to sleep.
But seriously, like those were like the kinds of questions, but like a little bit more in detail questions that he would give
Yeah.
me. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what was it? He would start talking about like chakras and stuff, like aligning,
Mhm.
which I do believe in that. I
Oh, absolutely.
definitely believe in chakras aligning you because, and here's why. Wait, I'm sorry. Do you have the Destiny team pulled up yet?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
go with that, and then I'm gonna go in on
Yeah,
this.
just real quick, I just found the tweet. I was looking at the Bungie Twitter instead of the Destiny the game Twitter, even though like they
It's the
shouldn't be.
same thing.
Anyway, but the world's first team for Vault of Glass in Destiny 2 was Clan Elysium with Cruz, Cryos, Moople, Quaz, Saltagrepo, and Slap. So congrats to those guys. They definitely earned it. Like,
Yeah.
good lord, I can't even imagine going through challenge mode.
Yeah, dude, I have a question for you.
Mhm.
How much skill and luck is there in being the first, like the world's first?
Uh, so skill compared to luck, I would say it takes a lot more skill than luck, but every so often there will be like bullshit things that happen, like maybe you're jumping off like a small ledge and you stub your toe on a rock and die. Like that
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah.
But like in order to actually like get world's first, you do need to be really skilled because you need to be able to swap between weapons really fast. You need to be able to make really intricate builds, and you need to know not just what you're doing, but what everyone else is doing at like the same time, so that no one does the same thing or calls out the same thing twice. Um,
Sorry, I like
but
bit my lip and I was like, oh, I have to.
no, you're good. Um, but yeah, so I would say that there's a lot more skill involved in getting world's first than luck. But I guess like in terms of gearing up before the raid, there is a little bit of luck involved because I actually did have a disadvantage because I don't own the gun Anarchy, which is one of the best boss DPS weapons. Um, Even though I did the raid that it dropped from like 40 or 50 times, never got it.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's tough.
Uh, but yeah, it like there's a little bit of luck involved, but Bungie tends to give teams enough time to like adequately gear up and get their shit ready.
Yeah. Okay, going into this chakras, I'm gonna tell you why I believe in chakras.
All right.
So, sophomore year, okay, when Devin was giving me these earth shattering questions every morning, and he was super into crystals and chakras, and then like super into meditation and all this, and he still is. But
Mhm.
this is just when I was hanging out with him every single day, before he went off to college. So like, I got to hear all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, so he would be like, oh, like when my chakras are aligned, I don't feel the need to drink, smoke, or do anything like that. I am so satisfied in just being myself. It's like being myself is the drug that I want. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And sophomore year me was a little bit of a shithead. All right.
Hmm.
So I was always kind of like, dude, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean? Blah blah blah. Well, in between sophomore and junior year, I got my shit together. Okay? And then I had another talk with Devin about chakras. Okay? And he brought me through this like meditation exercise. Okay? And after that meditation, and this was like months after I got my shit together, but I still felt like there was something missing. Like, I still
Mhm.
like didn't understand what he meant by being sober as a drug. I was like, what does
Yeah.
that mean? You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
Then he brought me through this meditation exercise, and I swear my chakras were aligned, bro. And I was sitting there, and I was like, dude, it was like a whole new world opened up to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I get it now.
Oh yeah, dude. Honest to God, like breathing exercises and meditation, like they work.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I do if I'm like really really tired in the morning, I'll sit up on my bed, back as straight as possible. I'll you know put my hands together like this, and I'll close my eyes and I'll just think to myself, inhaling good, clean, unused, fresh energy from the universe through my nose, and exhaling all of the negative, used up, stale energy that's already in my body. And I'll do that a couple of times, just. And then, like, I'll stand up and then I'll just be ready to go. Like,
Dude.
I'll be super awake and energized, and like it's like a lot more powerful than people think. And people are like, you can't actually gain energy from the universe from like breathing or whatever. Like, that's not even necessarily the point. Like, if you do the thing and believe that it will work, then it will.
Dude, mindset. It is all mindset. If Spikeball, like, okay, you know how, like, a lot of athletes or gamers will be like, this game or this sport has taught me so much that I've brought it into the real life. Spikeball has taught me mindset over everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, like, in Spikeball, if you play with a bad mindset, you will lose. Because, like,
oh, yeah.
it's such, like, you have to, like, be focused, but also spaced out at the same time. I know that's kind of weird, but, like, if you're thinking way too hard, you'll mess up, and if you're not thinking enough, you'll mess up. Like, you have to find this, like, balance, and then you have to go in with a positive mindset, stay happy throughout, because your emotions affect your game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, dude, waking up whenever I'm having a bad day, I seriously think, okay, what is my mindset going into this day, and how can I fix that? And then that's when I do my breathing stuff and just, like, try to fix it. And, like, when you were saying, like, inhaling, like, good energy and exhaling, like, all the stale and bad inside of me, dude.
Oh.
Cut out a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were saying inhaling all the good energy and exhaling all the stale energy that's inside of you, or all, like, just the bad stuff that you don't want in you anymore, I was like, dude, I feel that so hard, because, like, I do that too. But I need to start doing that right in the morning, because I'll do it if I'm just, like, having a bad day. Now I'll wait till, like, midday, and I'm like, I feel like I wasted half of my day now, because, like, that half that was bad could have been good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that happens to me a lot. I have both anxiety and insomnia. Both of them just perpetuate each other. So, like, if I actually do, like, get to sleep early enough and, like, I get up early, I will feel tired, but I need to, like, wake up early and stay awake. So, you know, I'll
So the solution is shotgunning Red Bulls. I'm kidding.
yeah, the what is it, the 4-3-2-1 breakfast?
What?
I think it's like a 4 Loco, 3 hash browns, or 3 eggs, 2 hash browns, and a shot of whiskey.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
That sounds like my kidney is screaming out in pain because of that.
My liver hurts already. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The amount of shit that, like, your organs would have to filter out of your blood throughout the day.
Dude,
my God.
I have to tell you about this. Okay, so you know how band kids are notoriously known for just doing weird shit and being, like, the weird people? And I think this will probably be, like, our last topic, because we've been going for 50 minutes. So, Dude, time flies. This podcast has been super
Yeah.
fun. I've loved this one.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Yeah, this has been a good one.
yeah. So you know how like band kids are notoriously known for doing weird shit, right? At my high school, I was friends with a few band kids, and the band kids that would like compete in competitions. And by the way, our competition band was raw, dude. We stayed dubs. Like it was Dub City all day, bro. Like
All right, but did one of your drummers get turned upside down and play a solo upside down during the pep rally?
maybe not, but trophies don't lie, okay? so
Oh, dude.
dude, here's what they would do pre-show. All right? It's like it's okay. Not probably like up to here with liquid. Okay? It's coffee, black coffee, okay? Red Bull, Monster, and a Bang Energy with a 5-hour energy put in there too.
That just sounds like a heart attack in a can.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I am like, that sounds awful.
How do any of those flavors mix?
That's what right? Dude,
That just
you
sounds disgusting.
like you couldn't pay me enough to drink that. That just sounds that
Yeah.
sounds awful. That sounds like me going into cardiac arrest and needing a doctor.
I can't drink like a single coffee without having to shit the rest of the day. I can't even imagine what that would do to my body.
Dude, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, that sounds awful. And oh, by the way, it was only the percussionists that would do it. Okay?
Oh,
So I'm in driver's ed, okay? This like I found out that they did this freshman year, okay? So I'm in driver's ed, and one of the kids sitting next to me was one of the percussionists in the band. He was super chill, by the way. I forgot his name. I know it starts with an E, but super chill guy. It was like EP something. If you're watching this, I know you. I know your face. I love you. You were amazing. But so he was sitting there, and I was like, dude, like, what do you gain from that? You know what I'm saying? Because I asked him about it because I heard it from one of my friends. I was like, dude, I have to ask you, like, what is this? And he was like, bro, it's just the vibe. And I'm like, these kids are doing it just for the vibe of it?
dude, I swear to God, percussionists in band are complete crackheads.
They're a different breed, bro.
Like, I mean, like, I guess I understand, like, you need to chug that much caffeine in order to slow your perception down enough to, like, actually hit the notes that that are on the sheet music,
like,
but, like, holy shit.
Like, dude, you gotta think, like, these kids are doing, like, they're like 160 beats per minute.
Oh yeah,
And you're like,
they're
and
sitting
then
there just
yeah, and then they're doing like 16th notes on top of that, and you're like, what in the world? Like, they might as well just not lift up the drumsticks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
no, like these kids are like going like God, like they're using like 2 different time signatures in both of their hands.
exactly,
like,
and they're just
only
going
syncing
ham.
up like occasionally, and they're all just sitting there like, this is
Like,
normal.
hey Tim, how you doing? How's your lawn looking? Like,
Yeah.
dude, but no, actually, what's crazy and why I got a lot of respect for percussionists that were in band is like because of that kid that would sit next to me, and he just had a practice pad with him at all times, and he was like very like, he couldn't do it loud because like there was class going on, so he would
Yeah.
put something on like the tip of his drumsticks that like made no sound, but it still had like the bounce of a drumstick, and he was just sitting there just, and I'm like, but what was crazy is it was like, but his hands were like, I'm like, I just
Oh, yeah.
spit. I just spit
Like-
all in my lap. But I was like, dude, that is crazy. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I don't like I would love to learn how to play the drums. Like I can already I've played the bass. I have two basses and two guitars, one of them acoustic, one of them electric. But like I've always wanted to learn how to play the drums because first of all, it just looks so satisfying to play. Just like yeah, if you're angry at anything, just like throw on some metal music, beat the shit out of your drums, you
Yeah.
know? But like the really good drummers are so easy. Like they're sitting there hitting the fucking 30-second notes, flipping their sticks, tossing them up, looking around, tossing the other one, catching it, and then like it perfectly lands on top of the other one, and they're still like hitting the 16th notes with the bottom. Like I don't understand how
And you're
these
just like,
kids do it.
you're just like, dude, like, what's going on? By the way, speaking of drummers, I saw this TikTok that I didn't think was true, but it actually is. You know Travis Barker? He's been on like
Yeah.
every song in 2020. Like,
Oh yeah, he's a fantastic drummer.
fantastic drummer. Did you know 10 years ago he got in a really bad plane crash and got like set on fire on the plane crash, and then literally he was in such bad shape in his recovery that he was going to pay his friend $1 million for his friend to kill him because he was like, I am in so much pain, I can't live like this. And I like thought that was cap, so I go and I do like a Google search on it. Turns out it's true, and he still to this day has not gone on a plane, and that happened 10 years ago.
Dude, I respect the shit out of him. Like I I never want people to feel like they should end their own lives, but like going through that and coming out the other end the way that he has, like
Mhm.
that's I I
Dude,
respect the shit.
like this is a guess. I don't know, but I'm guessing he's had 5 platinum songs in the past year and a half. Like,
Oh
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, he is just so talented and just such a good drummer, and like, dude, he just kills it. He just kills it, and he like also just like
Oh yeah.
puts off good vibes. You're like, I want to be around the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, speaking of music, have you heard the new 21 Pilots album?
The album came out.
Yeah, Scaled and
No.
Icy came out the other day.
So, can I tell you something? Their last single they put out, I hated it.
Really?
I was like, this gives me I'm working at Kohl's folding the clothes vibes. I was like, please go back to your sad shit. So I'm scared
I
to listen to that album.
I really like it because it's definitely not a sad album. Like I guess it does get like deep in some places, but this is the first 21 Pilots album that is like actually sort of uplifting.
Hmm.
Like I really like I think the first song is Good Day, and like it's like it has like the same like bop as Mr. Blue Sky. Like it has like a nice bouncy rhythm, and it has like a nice sunshiny kind of feel to it. I don't know, it just makes you feel good, and like
Yeah,
typically I go to 21 Pilots to like, you know,
cry one
sort of
out.
get it in my own head and like think about shit.
Yeah.
But this album is like it's a more of a hopeful album.
Okay, I like that. Actually, I
Yeah.
think I think then you saying that album will help people a lot more than what their other albums have. Not saying that their other albums haven't helped people, because they've definitely helped people not feel so alone in their
Mhm.
thoughts. But I
I
feel like
think
this is like how to get better. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I think that listening to just this album without listening to the other 21 Pilots albums, it is gonna feel like a more typical, pop-ish album. I mean, they still like mix up genres. There's a lot of pop and a lot of reggae and a lot of hip hop, and like they do play around with genres a lot, but like it's like after listening to Regional at Best and Vessel and Blurry Face and Trench, like having something that's lighthearted coming from them, it feels good because like you sort of see a progression throughout their career. Like they sort of start off
Especially
uh
especially starting off with their name album, their like band name
Mm-hmm.
album,
Oh
the
yeah.
21 Pilots album. Dude, that album is so sad.
Oh
It's
yeah.
so sad, but honestly, I think it's one of my favorite albums. I'm like I
Oh yeah.
partly I think it's kind of cuz of nostalgia, but
Hmm.
it is just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's it.
And and also as someone who like follows Josh Dunn and Tyler Joseph and like their families, because like they're like Josh Dunn and Debbie Ryan, they are so cute together,
They're
and
pure.
like they
They're
just
pure.
make me happy.
Yeah. They give me
And
hope
same
that
with,
they give me hope that I'll find someone.
yeah, and same with Tyler and Jenna Joseph. Like they are like they, after hearing all of their sad shit and like knowing that those songs came from a very personal, like truthful place, and then hearing them and seeing them being like actually legitimately successful and happy, I don't know, it makes me feel good for them.
Dude.
Like they've made it, and like they're not being pushed around by some big label who's just like writing songs in order to make money. Like no, this is like they make music to like express how they feel.
I feel like they make music to make music now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're making music for the fun, and I feel like they've been put in a position where they can do that. Speaking of
Yeah.
albums, I told you I was gonna bring this up.
Mm.
Olivia Rodrigo, man, you got it. We got to talk about it, dude.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So next podcast is gonna be more music based. All right. We're gonna listen. We got to talk about the 21 Pilots album, the Olivia Rodrigo album, and then I want you to listen to Atone because I want to talk to you about it.
Okay, dude. By the way, we're gonna be filming the next podcast in probably like 4 days because
Yeah.
I'm going on like a 4 day vacation. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be getting back on Monday, but I am not trying to get back from the trip, record the podcast, edit the podcast, upload the podcast. That sounds awful to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Just a personal thing, maybe.
Understand.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's understandable.
Yeah. So
Um,
here's my thing. The Olivia Rodrigo album. So she first started out with Driver's License. I got my driver's license last week. Don't copyright me. I know I sound so much like her. Chill out. I genuinely like it's not that I hated the song, I just didn't think it was that great. Thought it was a little
Mhm.
overhyped. However,
Yeah.
Deja Vu and the single she released before the album, banging.
Yeah.
Banging.
So, okay. One thing that you have to know about me, for anyone who's watching, is that like I have never been a big proponent of TikTok. Like
Yeah.
I've been going on it more recently just to like, because there's some funny stuff on there. Like
Yeah.
if you're on the right side of TikTok, but like I typically dislike all of the more popularly used songs on TikTok, but Deja Vu, it's like, even just from like the sound bites that I hear on TikTok, it's just so good.
Dude,
Like Olivia Rodrigo, I don't know.
I think it's yeah, it's Rodrigo.
Okay, yeah, Olivia Rodrigo is legitimately so talented, and like her songwriting is so skilled that like you can definitely tell which songs she wrote and which songs were written for her,
Yeah.
you know?
And
Like her songs that she wrote are so much better, but like her performance is still like,
dude, and her voice
so good.
is just amazing. She was on Saturday Night Live singing Good For You,
Mhm.
and it sounded so good. I literally went on YouTube and I watched it cuz I was like, this is just sounds good. I saw a little bit of it on TikTok and I was like, I have to watch the whole thing. It's amazing. I want to go through this album really quick because it has such a I don't want to be like, oh dude, it's like going from metal to rap. It's like that. But like
Yeah.
it's the same genre but at different ends of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Cuz like you have the first song called Brutal, which is like this like upbeat kind of like angry, like almost grungy. You're like, dude, I'm ready to like
Yeah.
I'm ready to kill some people. You know what I'm saying? But then you have
Yeah.
songs like Traitor, One Step Forward, Three Steps Back, Enough for You, Happier, Favorite Crime, and Hope You're Okay, where you can just sit in the shower and cry. And just, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, those are my favorite songs. I know that's messed up. I'm not blasting those in the car, but like when I'm chilling by myself, I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else you want to add to the end of the podcast?
I'm out of things, bro.
Yeah, tank is empty for me too. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week we're gonna try and have a guest on. We're gonna try and talk about some more music. I'm gonna send some albums to him.
I'll send some albums to you.
Yeah, and we're just gonna review it. You know, go over some of our our taste in music, stuff like that.
Which, by the way, is going to
but-
be interesting because, like, me and Luke have very different tastes in music while also having very similar tastes in music.
Yeah,
It's
like
a
our
weird
go-to
thing.
taste in music, like our go-to music genres don't necessarily match up, but we still like a lot of the same songs,
Yeah.
despite it being sort of out of our genre.
And a lot of the same
But-
artists.
Yeah. But either way, thank you so much for watching episode 10 of the Daybreak podcast. I've been Luke.
I
He's been
have
Kevin.
been Kevin. I guess I'm not Kevin anymore. Fuck.
Yeah. The title Kevin has been revoked. But we will see you next week. Thank you
Later.
for watching.